When you lose somebody like Kathy and Samantha, it's the first thing you think of is the last thing you will think of before you go to bed.
This picture represents the last time that I saw Samantha alive. Kathy's text was the last time I talked to them. They had been murdered, attacked and killed violently the evening before in broad daylight in the one place that they should have felt safe. Now the family has been cut down to one, Holly, safely away at college, but still blissfully unaware that she has just become an orphan. I have done nothing harder in my life than tell Holly that her mother and sister were dead. It seemed fitting that she should get to wear her pretty dress at least once. The reality is that a murderer walks free, possibly on the same street as you. The pain has settled in, not quite as suffocating as it was in the beginning. We love them and we miss them every day.
Kathy Lynn Hardin Netherland was born on September 7, 1965 in Shelbyville, Shelby County, Kentucky, to Norris Lee and Betty Lou Bryan Hardin. She was a loving person, kind and sweet, with a hard will. She was also a hard-working special education teacher, a devoted wife, amazing mother, and a Christian. She gave the world all she had and didn't ask for anything in return. Kathy had a Master's of Special Education from Campbellsville University, Master of Vocational Rehabilitation, and a Master's of Family Studies from the University of Kentucky. Kathy would eventually settle down in Bardstown at 5120 Springfield Road, which was about an hour away from where she grew up. Kathy's passion was special education. In 2014, Kathy had been a special education teacher for 7 years at Bardstown Elementary School. She worked primarily with 5th graders, but was known to help out however she could. She participated in many extracurricular events, such as volunteering and donating to the Special Olympics. The principal of Bardstown Elementary School, Paula Bowling, recalled that Kathy was an energetic teacher and that she put a lot of energy into helping her kids and was very passionate about what she did. She was also a member of KEA and Parkway Baptist Church. She attended Parkway Baptist Church every Sunday along with her husband, Robert Netherland, and their 2 daughters. Robert Hayden Netherland, or Bob as he liked to be called, had a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry from Campbellsville University, a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Western Kentucky University, and a Master's in special work from the University of Kentucky. He was a social worker for many years, working for private organizations and state agencies. He was a former employee of Walmart, working in the meat dairy department. He was a member of Parkway Baptist Church, worked with Special Olympics of Kentucky for 26 years, and was the pentathlon director and a former deacon of Tatesbrook Church in Lexington. Sadly, after 25 years of marriage, Bob passed away on Saturday, July 13, 2013, at Flagman Memorial Hospital after a valiant battle with colon cancer. He was a loving father, husband, and friend. Kathy's pride and joy were her kids. Kathy and Robert's youngest daughter, Samantha Grace, or Sammi as she liked to be called, was born on December 20th, 1997 in Lexington, Fayette County, Kentucky. Sammi loved hanging out with friends, playing video games, and headbanging to 80s hair metal. According to her older sister, Sammi could identify each Def Leppard song from its opening guitar riff. Sammi also loved animals and spent many weekends volunteering at her local animal society. She dreamed of being a marine biologist and hoped to work at a place like Newport Aquarium, which she had visited in 2013 and fell in love with. Sammi was also passionate about school. In 2014, she was a sophomore at Bardstown High School and was highly regarded as being one of the best students in her class. She was a member of the academic team, honors chorus, Women in Science, Adventure Club, in the Young Leaders Program, and the District 2014 19th Governor's Cup Arts and Humanities Champion. She had been accepted into the Gatton Academy program at Western Kentucky University. Her mom told a reporter with Kentucky Standard that she was very excited for Sammi for being accepted into the Khan Academy program, and that this was her goal and her dream, and despite everything that has happened over the past year and the loss of her father, she did this on her own. I couldn't be prouder. Sammi was excited about going to her first high school prom. She would send her older sister pictures of dresses asking for help picking out the right one. According to a Facebook post, on April 19, 2014, Kathy took Sammi dress shopping and finally found the one she wanted. According to a Facebook post made by Kathy on April 20th, 2014, Bob would love the dress. Blue is his favorite color. It is a midnight blue with sparkles. It really reminds me of a starry night. Sammi looks beautiful in it. Sadly, Sammi would not get to attend prom the following weekend. Tuesday, April 22nd, Kathy and Sammi failed to show up to school. When the two schools contacted each other, they realized something major was wrong. Sammi was a very punctual student, and Kathy was never even late without a phone call. School officials began reaching out to Kathy and Sammy's family, eventually making contact with Kathy's father, Norris, who then tried to reach the pair on their cell phones to no avail. He then began contacting other family members. Kathy's eldest daughter was away at college when she got the phone call from her aunt saying that Kathy and Sammi were missing, and no one could seem to get a hold of them. Kathy's eldest daughter couldn't get a hold of them either, so Norris stopped by Kathy and Sammy's house. When he pulled up, he noticed that Kathy's car was still in the driveway, and so he made the decision to go inside the house. When Norris stepped inside, he was met with a horrific scene. Kathy and Sammi had been brutally murdered. Kathy had been shot multiple times, and Sammi had been bludgeoned in the head. Both had knife wounds to their necks. Norris stepped outside and called the police. Kathy's sister arrived at the scene a short time later, finding cop cars lining the streets, police tape wrapped around the entire house, and her father in apparent distress. She then called Kathy's eldest daughter to relay the heartbreaking news. Kathy's eldest daughter was now an orphan. Upon hearing the news, she fell off her bed screaming and crying.
The first thought that went through my head was, God, you can't take them. You took my daddy. You can't have them too.
The funeral for Kathy and Sammi were held on April 28, 2014 at Parkway Baptist Church. Sammi was in the dress she never got to wear to her prom. 2 days later, they were laid to rest next to Bob in the local Bardstown City Cemetery. On May 2nd, a memorial was held in which fellow staff members, students, colleagues, and loved ones released purple balloons for Kathy and baby blue balloons for Sammi into the sky in tribute, while Sammy's favorite Def Leppard song played. The investigation was overseen by the Kentucky State Police, who believed that the murders had unfolded at around sunset on April 21st, which was around 8 p.m. It was believed that the mother and daughter had been in separate rooms when they were murdered. Nothing of value seemed to be missing from the home, and Kathy and Sammi seemed beloved by all. Investigators were stumped as to what the motive could be. Detectives also theorized that the crimes had unfolded over just 10 minutes or so and had likely been planned out ahead of time. The sole piece of evidence is a black 2006 to 2013 Chevy Impala seen leaving the area at around the time the investigators believed the murders took place. The vehicle was one of 3 caught by witnesses and security cameras heading north towards Bardstown from Kathy and Sammy's house. Police were not able to make out the vehicle's license plate, but they did state that it appeared to have a chrome strip or a rear spoiler, and may have had a small antenna mounted above the center of the rear window, and it did not appear the windows were tinted. Something bizarre happened at Kathy and Sammy's house on the New Year's Eve before their murders, which she detailed in a Facebook post. Earlier this afternoon, we heard a noise. I thought one of our 2 cats had knocked over something. We didn't find anything disturbed, so we thought it was nothing. Boy, were we wrong. A little while ago, Holly opens our front door to go outside to pick up the mail and finds both glass panes in our screen door shattered. We have had taken pics, and I have carefully removed those loose pieces of glass in the glass frames. All the shattered glass pieces have been swept up off the front porch. Guess I'll be heading to Lowe's tomorrow to find replacements. Crazy how unexpected events happen. In another post, Kathy theorized a rogue gust of wind was behind this event, even though there were no reported gusts of wind on the day this incident was reported. In Bardstown area, recorded wind patterns were actually well below the monthly average, making it less windy that day than normal. In an Oxygen docu-series called Bardstown, The Disappearance of Crystal Rogers, reporter Stephanie Bauer spoke with an anonymous prison inmate who claimed that Kathy and Sammi were killed as a part of a gang initiation, stating, "Well, I know they was tortured. I know that they were tied to their chairs. I know that one of them had her throat slit. They were stabbed, and one of them was shot. I know that trinkets were taken as trophies." This anonymous inmate also claimed a cell phone jammer had been used to kill all the signal in the house, and their murders were a gang initiation. This anonymous inmate also claimed that a cell phone jammer had been used to kill the signal in the house. In the docuseries, Kathy's eldest daughter said this about the chairs: "I have been asked by the police about the relative location of chairs. This is one of the things that I am not comfortable with talking about. How they died is not one of the main things I want to think about." She also stated that the cell phone jammer made sense because Kathy and Sammi had their cell phones with them at all times, and neither had made a call for help. 7 months after their deaths, Kathy and Sammy's home was sold at an auction for $41,000. A new playground was also dedicated to Kathy the next year. Kathy's eldest daughter put her entire inheritance towards the reward for information leading to resolving the murders. Last time I checked, the reward was up to $50,000. Anyone with information on the case is asked to contact authorities at 270-766-5078. For updates to the case, you can go to Justice for Kathy and Samantha Facebook page.
It is important to us that people remember them for more than what happened to them, and that they were two really good people who tried their best to make their surroundings better